Hi.
Guys.
Hello.
The calendar says it's Thursday
We're
night.
here. Dude, these always just creep up on me out of
So
nowhere.
fast.
Like all of a sudden it's Thursday.
I feel like I live my life Thursday to Thursday.
Yeah, this is probably the most consistent thing that I do, I guess. Like,
Really though.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I
Good
wake up
stuff.
for work every day,
Good stuff.
Take a
Yeah.
poop every day.
Breathe in.
at least once or twice.
Okay.
Touch grass,
Social thing, maybe. Like this is kind of
staring into a camera in a room
with all of you, fine folks, and Jim McGee, he's here. So, all right, we're all set. Close it down.
We're all good to go. Thanks for coming. Good night.
We
We
have
want
got-
$3 million. $3 million. So staring into a camera, making demands.
Cheers.
Salami
Cheers.
Kool-Aid's great.
bacon. That's a punch.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So, we have had quite a week here at the Firing Pin.
We have.
Weekend, I guess, Sunday. We had a heck of an event back at the Kodak Center.
Yeah.
It, not to brag, but kind of a historic event. I don't know anybody that's ever done anything like that, at least around here.
Yeah, not at
So,
all.
pretty cool. Super proud of the team. Super proud of both of you. You guys freaking killed it. The rest of the guys, the staff, the instructors, Rafa, the Kodak Center folks, Lori, Bob, Mike, Stephanie, everybody. Pudgy's Pizza, they nailed it with lunch. It was
good.
just
It was really good.
All around. Just, yeah. Solid.
Mhm.
I had one of those subs.
They were tasty.
Would order from them again.
yeah.
And it's pizza. We didn't even get pizza. Well, we did get pizza. So
Yeah.
So shout out
Yeah.
Salvatore.
So yeah, we don't even know how much pizza it is. But yeah, we had roughly 1,000 people show up to the Kodak Center and got some amazing safety training. So a lot of them are looking to complete their journey and get their pistol permit. So we've got a lot more training to do still. They've only done about half the class, right? So there's a lot more training to do, but we had at least 1,000 people in there. A lot of them already had their permits. We saw a lot of customers that we know, have had their permit for a long time, but things change. There's new laws all the time. This was a great refresher, and the community response was just insane.
Yeah,
I mean, I
awesome.
never, I knew we'd get, maybe a couple hundred people, and it was like, all right, if I'm being optimistic, maybe we get 500, but to get 1,000 was impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive. So
It was cool seeing the whole bottom half of the
Yeah.
sanctuaries kind of open up. It's really
yeah,
It's also really awesome to like stress out about an event and then just have it go smooth.
oh yeah. Yeah. Good evening, John. And I think it was cool that we've been like invited back, or at least not like
Yeah.
banned
Yeah.
from coming back.
We had a
right?
powwow for how they can
Yeah.
do it better and how we can do it better, which means they want us back.
Yeah.
January 18th, 2025.
Yep.
We're coming back.
Rock and roll.
So
Really?
put that on your calendar. Yeah. I
All
want
right.
to push. I want to push for
You
another
heard it
one
here
before.
first.
That's how we always do shit, right? I
Okay.
want to push for another one. We actually have another meeting with Lori and the Kodak people set for Wednesday coming up. We're going to discuss other events, smaller events, because they have a bunch of different spaces at the Kodak Center besides just the massive main theater. So we're going to look at doing other events, and I want to use other venues too. There are other venues. This one, obviously, we wanted to get the largest venue possible, basically in the city, which we did. And I think we kind of proved the concept, and now we've established ourselves, I guess. And I think other venues will realize that
They
we're
missed out.
serious. And yeah, exactly. They missed out, and shame on them. But
Shame.
what else is going on? What do we got coming up? I don't know. Anything cool?
Freedom Weekend planning.
Freedom Weekend's
Yeah.
coming up.
That does sound cool. I printed another poster out over there, but
The building is getting built
More and more every day.
More and more.
Yeah.
It's exciting every time I come to work. Like, oh, what's new?
Right, especially because they start at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So even if you're here, like you get here at 9, and it's like, wow, like that wasn't done yesterday. Like they get right to work. They actually brought like a light tower, like you'll see on the highways,
Yeah.
so they can get to work right at 6 a.m. They
Yeah.
fire that thing
I was
up.
thinking about
and-
that 'cause I'm like, they're not working at night when I leave.
Right, yeah, they could be.
It'd be nice. It's there. Work.
I thought it was very funny too. I posted a post. This was, I think, on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
The Tuesday,
Tuesday.
maybe Monday. The concrete masons were out there working in like a foot of just soupy mud,
Yeah.
like nasty. It was just above freezing. And so I had posted a post like, hey, shout out to Thompson Builds. Like, these guys have not stopped once because of the weather. Like, they have just been rock stars. And Madison, our like main guy, he's the project manager for us, and he's been amazing.
Yeah.
He shared it and he was like, hey, like firing pin, like thanks for the shout out, and like super easy to work with. And I yeah,
He's also a little liar, yeah.
I commented back, I was like, Madison, you cannot lie on the internet. Like, we have been that customer. And Paul Thompson loved it. Like, he heart reacted or laughed or whatever.
He's
Like,
like,
yeah. Oh, man. So, Todd says that you are a rock star, Tyler.
Thanks, Todd.
Yeah.
Todd, are you gonna come see me on the 6th of February? Tuesday? Tuesday? Yeah. Little speech at Strong.
Oh,
If you're
yeah.
there, you should come say hi.
Ooh, look at you.
Pretty cool.
Board member of Florida, no big deal.
No big deal.
Jim says that overall the weather is cooperating with the building quite well. Could not agree more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been amazing. But even still, there were days where it was like super reduced visibility, snow's coming
Oh,
down
yeah.
hard.
Cold.
They're like,
Yeah.
we don't care. Like, I put my safety gear on. Like, OSHA's happy. I don't care. That's
They all have pneumonia, but they're still working.
Oh man. So yeah, if you're ever looking for construction work, large or small, Thompson Builds, they are
They'll build
the
it all.
go-to people. And if you want to build your muscles up to be big and strong, or whatever your fitness goals
Perhaps
are,
the greatest actually the greatest in the county.
Yeah,
Beyond Driven
confirmed.
Fitness, yeah. For all your fitness needs.
right in Leroy. How do you say it?
I say Leroy.
How do you
Because
say it?
it's
Leroy.
I say Leroy.
I say Leroy because it's the river.
Leroy.
It's true, yeah.
It just Leroy comes off so pretentious. I feel like.
Oh, I'm from
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
it's Leroy. We make
Well,
Jello.
When you have the best
Ever heard
gym
of
in
it?
the county, you can say Leroy.
Listen, those dead horses have to go somewhere. That Jello factory saved us.
They switching right back to ad copy. They are 24/7, which I think is super cool. You get a little badge or a little key card thing. It's on your phone, isn't it? When you sign up, how do you do it? You go over there, don't you, Mr. Yeah. So they've got a pretty cool system
It's an
over
app,
there.
yeah.
They've got a ton of classes. They've got super cool. They've got a ton of classes. Our boy Louie over there teaches some classes, and they do boxing, all sorts of cool stuff. Go check him out. Leroy.
Shout out to the drywall doctor.
That's where Jake Hicksonbaugh, my friend and MMA fighter, that's where
You
he
mean
just won.
the
Jake
Jake
Hick- the
Hicksonbaugh
Hitman.
from
The
that just
Hitman.
Hitman.
He
Yeah.
won.
in
He
Plymouth?
won.
Hitman
Plymouth,
remains.
Massachusetts. That was a great fight to watch. I was at your house, Joe, and I remember
Really?
yeah, he won. It's so funny.
I've been known to have the kids over and watch a couple fights.
That's where he works out too. So you get to see UFC's next
If you,
world
take,
champion.
if you take an API bag, you can have them sign it for you. Get 2 of the sponsors at once.
Will you sign my
That'd be
API
great.
bag?
It'd be great.
Let's do a giveaway of
You
an
can
API.
keep his socks.
That's where API is not good. Like putting
Preserving
gym
that.
clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Keeping
because it would do
You
so
want that
well.
stuff to breathe.
It would do
Yeah.
so well at that.
Oh.
It's the dark side of API.
Maybe the one use not to use an API bag for. We've established it's great for food. Store your children's food in it. Just pour your baby's milk. No, I'm just kidding. Jesus
FDA, here we
Christ.
come.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Mitch and Jason are like, no, fuck. Cut that.
But don't go to Beyond Driven Fitness and then put your socks in an API bag.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Do put your ammunition or any type of metal
Guns.
products, anything that you do want to preserve the current status of, put it in an API bag.
So,
Good stuff. Do we want to hit some news? Do we want to talk about new products? We got
so many things we can talk about.
so
Yeah.
much stuff, so much room for
Kool-Aid is
activities.
spicy.
It's a little zesty today.
Somebody let the Kool-Aid out.
It's heavy on the ABV if I have to.
I heard we're having a deal on KSG 410s.
Yeah, we're having a
Actually,
streaming deal.
we're already through the first batch.
Are we really?
So
Wow.
yeah, KSG or Keltec came out with the KSG in 410. It's super popular because we've already sold out of our first batch and the second batch. Now we're on.
Second batch.
We're
Yeah.
on to the third batch right now, and get them on the can because they're going quick and they're super fun. They're really handy. I like them a lot.
I just wish they did it so much sooner. It just makes sense.
It makes too much sense, but don't let Calgary let you down because he's already 4 steps ahead of everyone. He
Right.
just needs to go through his Rolodex of what list he wants to hit up first. He's probably had that idea.
Oh, yeah.
Even before,
The original KSG.
the Grundle case.
Grundle.
The Grundle.
Oh,
No, they're cool. They're really sweet.
We got a bunch
couple of our
of-
customers already have one. I think they like them a lot.
super handy,
Yeah.
super light. We got a bunch of Mavericks, Maverick 88s coming too,
We do.
right?
We do.
So if you're looking for a sweet
Yep.
home defense, just basic shotgun,
Yeah.
right?
Best bang for the budget.
When in doubt, hey, pump it out.
Yeah. I've actually lived by that motto for
It's great
Yeah.
advice.
over a decade now,
Yeah.
actually.
Some might say successfully.
Yeah. That.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Jim says that the KSG 410 is excellent so far. He is an unpaid spokesperson and an actual.
I wasn't
Customer.
gonna tell people like who had what, but yeah,
Mhm.
they are really cool. Jim is a unpaid sponsor of Caltech, specifically in the KSG. KSG.
So what else we got?
Yeah, that was great. Yep.
All right, cool stream. Gonna talk about some SHOT Show news. We still
Yeah.
like
There's
SHOT
just
Show
so
was
much.
like happening. We were like mid SHOT Show last stream, so
Yeah,
only
so
like
some stuff was
a bunch of
poured
stuff had
out,
come
yeah.
out, a bunch of stuff hadn't yet. I'm excited about this Caldwell Claymore solo thrower. So like they basically remember
The
that.
Caldwell handheld Claymore.
That's what they call it.
It's a blast.
I would
uh,
not trust Caldwell to make a Claymore.
They call it
Remember,
the Claymore because it keeps being destroyed.
Bah!
I remember when I was a kid, I had this like ray gun thing that shot these like discs, right?
Sure,
And it was like
sure.
a little spaceman
You had like
toy.
charge it up almost.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Same idea. It's just a supersized version of that for clay targets. So you don't need to get the giant thing and lug it around. Sit it on your tailgate. And
If
have
you
a
don't
giant
want
arm.
tennis elbow for whipping it, you can have it consistent.
So that seems pretty
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
I didn't like
Um,
using those hand ones because I was embarrassed myself because I can't do it properly.
It's okay. That's why they made that.
For
So
people like me.
Pretty cool.
parents in households.
Were yours the manual ones or the battery powered ones?
Mine were manual where you like charged it up, chink, and then it had like a huge tube where you kept dropping the discs in.
Yeah, we used to like put paper towel tubes onto those. to make
Oh,
them-
extend it? You did the
What?
extensions? Damn.
That's a good idea.
We never tube related. We used to take the mini M&M tubes and roll up construction paper when our parents wouldn't buy us lightsabers, or when we beat the shit out of each other with lightsabers. We put the different color, and then we would hit each other with that, but we would reinforce it
Yeah.
with.
I want to do it with saw blades.
Supposedly this thing
It'd be fun.
resets automatically after each throw.
It's probably
Really?
so much
That's what it says.
recoil.
$179.
Is it
Just inertia
mechanical?
driven.
Throws mini, MIDI, and standard clay, singles or doubles.
Oh,
I think you have to cock it like the first time, but then after it like launches, it must just like whoop, come all the way back around.
Oh, scary.
know.
Keep your hands
I
away.
don't know.
kind of like a handcuff almost, where you can like.
Could
Yeah.
be.
Catches
We should
on.
get one and,
Yeah.
and try one
Let's
out.
do it. Caldwell, we know you're watching. Send us one for a demo. Thank you.
Or two.
Pretty cool stuff.
You know what? Free.
They're apparently releasing a radar too.
Yeah.
Caldwell radar,
They
yeah.
call it the Velociradar.
Of course.
It's
Uh,
basically
That's-
like a green lab radar.
And what does it do?
It's a chronograph.
it's a chronograph. Yeah, it's 549 radar technology. It's unaffected by lighting, so it's good for indoor or outdoor.
To say, did you get the one from Ely too? Or do I have that one? 'Cause Ely's also doing another chronograph. The X Shot, they're calling it.
Looks similar to the Garmin kind of, or same idea. Looks like everybody's kind of coming out.
I
with
wonder if they
these-
saw the Garmin, they're like,
Radar.
They're like, shit.
Yeah,
We gotta get
right.
these out now.
Bigger though. It looks like a lab radar. You know the orange one?
Oh yeah, okay. So it's like a legitimate chronograph.
I wonder if it's not
Nice.
accurate, maybe because it's bigger.
I don't know if
It's
the,
got
I mean the
better-
Garmin you said was pretty.
I don't
freaking
see
good.
how you could be. Yeah, I mean,
I don't
especially
know.
with their reputation.
Yeah.
So, we got. Well, he's over here. Sorry, we got a pretty cool guy posted. I don't know if you've heard the news out of California, but hopefully this is some good news. I know it's just different circuits or whatever. Obviously, like they're out in the 9th circuit, but I really hope that there is some carryover over to here. This
Yeah,
guy,
it's precedent for
Benitez,
sure.
yeah,
Mhm.
he struck down for the second time California's ammo background check. Been ruled unconstitutional. So they had a system where you had to get almost like a FOID, the firearms owners ID cards. It doesn't
Huh.
like Illinois do that, I think.
I know one of the states do. I don't know.
So California had a
which one.
similar system where you had to get a card and it was good for like 4 years or something like that. But basically back in 2016, so 8 years ago,
Wow.
a multi-time Olympic gold medalist, her name is Kim Rode, she argued that is an unjust burden on everyone and unconstitutional. It was originally I don't think we have this in New York ballot initiatives. Like, California always has those like proposition,
Mhm.
right? So this was passed as one of those, and they had a similar system, it sounds like, to ours, and it was expensive and it was onerous and it was bullshit, and it's been ruled unconstitutional. So this guy is a two-way hero and he should be
Saint Benitez.
applauded. Yeah, absolutely.
God bless.
Obviously, this is more specific to out west and California specifically.
Mhm.
But again,
It's precedence. So,
hopefully, yeah, absolutely. When do you guys want to read one of your little articles, or you got something you want to talk about?
Mine's depressing. Tyler, do you
Oh.
want to do one?
mine's. I can read a happy one.
Yeah.
At trial, NRA leader Wayne LaPierre acknowledges he wrongly expensed private flights and got gifts. So I don't know if you
That's
guys
it.
have
That's all
been
he
in
admitted.
the, yeah, that's it.
all he admitted to. Interesting.
I don't know if you guys have been in the know, but the NRA founder, I think since 1991, I didn't realize he was in charge of the NRA for that long.
That's a while.
Literally longer than I've been alive. Wayne LaPierre was running NRA, and he admitted finally that he was wrong for expensing a $1,000 plus handbag for an NRA vendor. Wonder what that was about. Wonder what he got
Right.
in
right.
exchange for that.
I'll take you over to Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. And more than $500,000 in private jet flights, including some of which he wasn't even on. It was for family members to come back from overseas vacations. He also acknowledged that he received over $274,000 in suits.
Insane.
Yeah.
He tried to argue, I read that article. He tried to argue that the suits were basically costumes. And it was like, well, I have to go on TV and look a certain way and perform and
I mean,
whatever.
I can see that.
So
but
the
fuck
board
off.
makes me buy these.
But you're not a political
Right.
leader. You're
And all right, sure. Say it's 300 grand over basically 30 years, right? That he's been
right.
in charge, right? That's still $10,000 a year.
Yeah.
Just in suits.
And like I wouldn't
fabric.
expect as an employee of you, whenever we go out and we have to do something, I buy my own suits. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, sure, yeah.
why
Like,
can't you?
how many, like, in between that time, like, how many times did the NRA mail out a thing like, Obama's going to come take your guns? Like, I don't want to get too political. We got yelled at for
Oh.
the Kodak Center for getting too political. Not by Kodak, but by a person in the audience who was an idiot. But,
Who happens to be watching this right now?
when you look at things, I mean, the NRA beat the drum for 4 years about Obama. What did he do? did he ever pass any anti-gun legislation? He actually opened up certain things. I think you can carry in like national forests or national parks because of him.
Mhm.
Like he actually expanded gun rights. And I don't again want to get
We had a slight 22 scare, and then we ended up with
right when he
Calibri.
first got elected. Yeah, then we had a mountain. We had a throne of Calibri.
But I don't know.
But
Just
no,
Wayne
it's,
is so
it's,
dirty.
it is it's disturbing at how
much he's just stolen from.
and how
members.
much people even after that, let's say excess amount of people that are still members or lifers will still defend that
Yeah.
because they saying that doesn't matter because they did so much more.
Mhm.
Well,
But
what?
what have
Like,
they done?
what-
They
where?
advocated for machine
you know
guns and suppressors to be,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
Because there's people that are like, well, they took her, like stuff.
It just sucks. Also, like he really put a really like the NRA already has a bad name in some social spheres, but like for our generation of gun ownership, fuck the NRA. Like
Not really awesome. That's
he has
what they
tarnished
Yeah.
their reputation.
What that
Yeah.
acronym is.
Support FPC.
Not really enabling. It's,
Yeah.
whatever.
Not really all that. Yeah, like
That's-
FPC, GOA, they're like the true.
Todd makes a great comment. They just give the anti-gun people even more ammo to use
Sure.
against us. They're
Yeah,
just
Sure.
that
Yeah.
that drunk uncle. Well, what about Obama, man? What about Obama? Like, no, that
It hasn't stuck
Like-
to the wall in years. And it
Yeah.
won't stick.
I think the best thing the NRA can do from here on, I'm not saying is poach somebody from FPC, but really
Or
study them.
maybe look at working together.
Yeah.
Becoming
Yeah.
one
Yes.
group of people.
Hey, yes,
Pool that
need to be a
$10,000 a
united
month
front, right?
on suits and shit.
Could you
FPC
imagine?
is killing it.
I would love to know, like, how much does the NRA raise in
Right.
1 year? Could
Sure.
you imagine what FPC could do with that?
Yep.
Like, oh, it's disgusting,
FPC is killing it
Take actual lawyers
right?
and use that money.
instead of flying.
Or
jets.
the lawsuit with Brett Christensen, was that FPC or was that
that was
GOA?
FPC.
That's FPC.
Yeah,
Could have been. It was FPC.
It was
was
FPC.
it?
Because-
Yeah.
I think they talked here personally.
That's
I don't
super
think
cool.
he said it, but
That's
where else
super
would they have
cool.
gotten in contact?
Right, where you get like an actual person to
It's very
contact.
possible.
Freedom Weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where else?
Mhm.
I'm just speculating here, but
Mark your calendars, Freedom Weekend,
8th
June
and 9th.
8th and 9th,
Very excited.
I'm
2020.
gonna watch my hair start falling out slowly.
And then really fast when the cannon goes off. No shit.
I'm excited. This is going to be the big, hopefully the biggest one yet.
10th
They're-
and opening.
Grand opening. Well,
Yeah, this will be our 10th anniversary.
Hopefully.
It's crazy. I got another article here that there is some more lawsuits. There are some more lawsuits against the Concealed Carry Improvement Act.
Mhm.
There are a trio of gun owners in Westchester and Orange County that are basically going after all of the other sensitive area restrictions. And I think the whole premise of sensitive areas, again, the Supreme Court is taking a very, I would say, like narrow view of laws that if they don't meet these strict standards, they're not okay.
Mhm.
And a big one is obviously historical precedent
Yeah.
of were these laws, around when these were written. And I think it's a super important argument to be made for the First Amendment as well. I mean, we've always kind of made that argument that like, okay, computers weren't around when the First Amendment was written, but like it still applies to the web. It applies, like the written word, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. Like, I think it's important. And I was to kind of go on a tangent. I was very happy with some of the coverage that we got. Actually, all the coverage. All the news agencies that covered our
Great.
Kodak class were amazing. They were very fair. So we had Spectrum, we had WHEC Channel 10, and WHAM 13. And we had the Rochester Beacon, which the Rochester Beacon was almost the most surprising of all of them. They seemed to be, I don't want to say anti-gun, but kind of the most, I guess, if you're going to rank them, they seem to be the least pro 2A.
Mhm.
But they gave us very fair coverage. I love that they included my line about FUDs. I explained
Yeah.
what a FUD is,
they
right?
did include that.
They did. Oh
That's
yeah,
great.
in their article.
That's awesome.
Because I was like, yeah. He was like, well, why'd you open the firing pin? And I was like, well, before we existed, like there was just a lot of FUD stores. And he's like, what is that? What is a FUD? And I was like, well, it's like, think of Elmer Fudd and then it's someone who's like outdated and they're like exclusionary, and it's like, you know, if you're not into this kind of whatever, then like you don't belong guns. Yeah. So he liked that and he included it in the article. I thought that
That's
was pretty fun. Yeah.
We've been dealing with the news for a long time now, 10 years, and they have really stepped up their game on not being biased and like there was a time where we didn't talk with the news at all, and I think we were kind of wrong for that, but that was because they would screw us over. They would always chop things up and
It was
make us
definitely
look
the
really
fear
bad.
of the unknown because you see everyone else getting spun in its own
Yeah.
way. And as long as you can control that narrative,
Yeah,
you're fine.
which we
And-
learned at SHOT Show.
And the greatest thing about realizing you can do that is that person who's interviewing you has no clue. They have a quota, they need to meet something, they know if they can get it out, it's good to go. So they're willing to learn with you. And if you can teach them something that they know, they're going to come back
Yeah.
and want more. And which is great. Once you figure out that code, then you can kind of go with it.
I'm just happy that they did us right.
They've
Yeah.
been more than fair. Like you said, they've been more than fair with us.
I was very surprised I don't want to say the narrative is changing, but they're starting, I think, to see our point, and other people are repeating the point that we continue to make, that most of our gun laws in New York, all of our gun laws in New York, are racist and classist in their origin. WHEC ran, like my quote, I have a
Yeah.
soundbite out there that they aired saying
They
that
have
this.
never said that.
Yeah,
They've
they've
cut
never.
that.
No, they'll always cut that, but they kept it, and they're starting
that's
to
awesome.
air that type of stuff, and that just, you know, obviously we believe that, we say it.
We've been saying that for a decade.
But
Like,
I
we've said it for
do
so
think,
long.
I firmly think that that is the truth. Also, though, that, you know, the reason we have pistol permits is Tammany Hall, like politics from like the Gangs of New York era of New York history. Like, go watch that movie, and that's when the pistol permit regime was started. And they're like, wow, we don't want the Irish to have pistol permits, or the
natives.
Italians.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
The Catholics are arming themselves.
Yeah, like clutches pearls.
It's the same with them now wanting to have booze all that for that long.
Yeah.
They can enjoy themselves.
All right, why don't you get to your not so pleasant news?
So TSOS,
Ooh.
super, super awesome. I wouldn't say up and coming. They've been around for a little bit now. It happens. You have a mechanical item. If you pump it out too fast, sometimes this will happen. And there is a safety recall on not all, but most of their 45 ACP and 10 mil 1911s. For that list, it is the new Raider, which is the copy of the Colt M45A1, the Night Stalker in 45, the Night Stalker in 10 mil, and going back, the Raider just in 45, according to this, and their 1911 duty enhanced. That recall is, you'll see with older 1911s or tired 1911s, when you send the slide home, the sear is just a little tiny little guy that holds on to that hammer spur, and if it slides home, the vibration will either allow it to catch, or if it's tired and broken, it won't catch, and that hammer will follow as if you are pulling the trigger, which you can imagine means that everything else inside the magazine will then get detonated and spit it all out as if it is a little machine gun, which is probably shocking to anyone if they drop the slide and now 7 to 10 rounds are now out of the gun and you're looking at the muzzle because it's gone.
Can be
like that.
dangerous.
So very, very dangerous. There is a recall notification on their website, which breaks down all of the UPCs and the models, and they do a little play-by-play of if you have purchased any of those 4 to 5 1911s that are out there. It'll tell you if you have that recall. And even if you don't have the recall, they're saying they'll take it and still look at you. Courteous of them. I think you still have to pay to have it shipped out, but they'd love to help you out with it. So
It
it's
sucks.
still super cool. It does suck, but it's cool that they are owning up. I like when companies own up to their mistakes
Yeah.
and try to make it better. and put it
TSOS
out.
is a good company. Like
It is.
they've been
They're
putting in
really-
good work. And it sucks you have a recall like that because
Oh,
that's
it hurts.
tarnished. Like look at SIG.
It hurts.
Their reputation will always be tarnished because
But-
of their drop
Yeah.
safeties.
Name a company that hasn't had a recall.
Glock.
I'm
Glock
sure
is
they
having
have.
calls.
I'm sure they have.
Actually,
Glock
You
fanboys.
It's like Josiah said, when you put out enough guns, it's gonna happen.
has to,
Manufacturing,
and it's
I
tough.
don't know. Sounds like a feature, not a bug.
It's tough. As long as it's sideways, it should be.
Just
good.
always anticipate it going machine gun.
This, I guess,
There's so
broader-
many moving parts to a 1911 too. Like you have a little tiny piece that's supposed to stop everything. That if it's out of spec or someone doesn't file, it happens.
this is one of those things that we try to always hammer home with people that these are mechanical items, right? When you are
That's
in your
fine.
house,
That's my battle
And
cry.
you-
I feel like I always say it's mechanical.
you should always follow all 4 rules of gun safety. And I challenge you watching to type them. Don't look them up. Type the 4 rules of gun safety in the comments. All 4 of them matter, right? And if
Absolutely.
you're breaking even just one of them, I mean, someone in this situation, say you just didn't have the gun pointed in a safe direction. You were keeping your finger off the trigger, right? You were keeping it unloaded till you were ready to use it. All right, this is my bedstand gun. I've got a TSOS 10 mil, 1911 as my
Rock and roll.
bedstand gun, right? Finger was off the trigger. It was pointed in a safe direction. I mean, I guess I know my target and what's behind it, right? And then you slam that thing home and it goes off anyways. And it's like, I just think what we just always need to be thinking, what if this goes wrong? What's going to happen if it went off, and you're pointing it just anywhere in your house instead of maybe a safer direction? Okay, I know if it discharges here, yeah, it's going to suck. I'm going to have a hole somewhere. That's not good, but better than through a wall that continues on to some spot in the house that you care about more, or someone you care about more.
Ass-
Right?
assume something will go wrong,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what. Always be prepared because if you're not, you're done.
Hi, Nate.
Hey, Nate, just saw you, buddy.
It's like driving. Like I anticipate to get there safely, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's
You're always preparing.
Do you, with driving specifically?
Yeah.
Do you anticipate? Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about your passengers.
Depends on how
I'm just
annoying
asking
I am.
for a friend.
Just because you like to have control doesn't mean I'm a bad driver.
I just really.
Ooh.
It's when the head turns and the wheel turns with
You
it.
almost ran that old man on a Harley off the road.
Did I win?
We're back to Fuller way.
Happens so often he doesn't even know.
It just
We're going by the college.
it's not.
I don't remember
it's not
that.
control. It's called
oh,
being
that guy's
safe.
close. He's
Pipes weren't loud enough. Loud pipes, man. Fucking.
So all of a sudden you're like, oh, he's closer than I thought.
I don't remember this.
Oh man. We here's another. You heard it here first. We are thinking about starting up some sponsored shooting teams, or I guess like sponsoring some shooting teams. And it sounds like the
is that why
first.
you were here?
I guess,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't
yeah.
know. The first one I think we might get into is a trap team.
Like-
clay
like-
target
I
shootings
was
and
gonna
stuff
say
like
not,
that.
no rapping or anything. Like that.
Not trap houses, no.
That would be fun. We should also get a team for that.
I agreed. I don't know if Kevin Gotta Go Fast Bach is watching or Matt Wolf
Yeah.
are watching, but I'd like to sponsor some USPSA stuff too.
Absolutely.
But I think a big thing, obviously, especially with schools, the youth, they're getting big into shooting sports as far as shotgun shooting is the most popular, but there's several that have rifle marksmanship teams too. And
20,
yeah,
NRL 22. Yeah.
hmm I think we're going to, some point here in the spring, have some type of tryouts, maybe. I was thinking, we've started this scholarship for youth,
Mhm.
right? So let's do something where, we'll work with one of the local trap sporting clays clubs and we'll figure out a price. And, it'll be, I'm just going to throw it'll be like $40 to try out for the team. And you'll have a fun day shooting with us and everybody, right? And we'll feed Joe or whatever. And then, okay, we make a little bit of money that'll go into the scholarship fund. And then, hey, we'll pick a handful of people, and we'll make a little team. And we've got one event already booked. It's in May out in Canandaigua for Mercy Flight. They are doing a super cool sporting clays, I think trap shoot, some kind of fundraiser. We're going to sponsor it. We're going to donate a basket raffle item. We're going to have a gun that they're going to raffle off, and we're going to send a team out there.
Do we have a link if anyone wants to donate to it? Maybe like
Ooh,
another
yeah.
link
Give
if
me.
anyone-
Why don't you talk about one of your articles and I'll send it. I'll send it over. We can get that up.
While Brandon's talking about that, we have some local guys, which is super, super cool, doing some awesome things for the muzzle loading world. You might have already heard about them. They're out in Oakfield. I don't know if they have their own shop, but I know they manufacture this really cool part called the Muzzleloader Quick Charge System. Basically, like your power belts and everything, we're used to keep your 777s, 888s, whatever you do, your white hots, whatnot, and your bullets and everything. They have it in what almost looks like a big old syringe that has the ability to quick charge your muzzle loader. So if you, let's say, God forbid, miss your shot, but like a deer does, they kind of just look around and go back to grazing or whatnot. Your syringe has all of your charge and everything in it, so you're able to pop shot that in there and ram everything else in. That goes up to, I believe, 50 cal, and they are either working on 45 or they've been doing it. And then your pellets and everything, it goes from 52 of loose powder in grains all the way up to 100 grains, which is like your 2 pellet and everything like that. Super, super cool. TBX, that's Tango Bravo X-Ray muzzleloader quick charge systems. They go for $27 all the way up to $30, which is super cool. So if you have not got into muzzle loading because it's a pain in the butt, you have to reload, do all that crap, you just have a bunch of those with you and you're able to pop them right into the gun.
Do that for my cannon.
It's super cool. Yeah, it's really quick and easy.
Actually, yeah.
And they're locally sourced, which is even better. So these guys, TFB TV, if you're not familiar with them, you should be. Super, super well known.
TFP TV?
They're basically our sister,
TFB.
right? Like sister company, right? Like sister
They have
news
to be.
media.
TFB
Bro,
or
brother, right? Bro news, right?
For them to get
Bro
on
news.
the newsletter is a really big deal. So if you guys are watching, which I know you are, congratulations.
Like James Reeves, like just sent us a cease and desist. Like he's a lawyer, right? Isn't he?
A lawyer and a
you
gunshot
guys
owner,
are
too.
fucked. Yeah.
James Reeves, I will challenge you to the shortest short challenge ever.
So
You'll win,
I'll
but I'll
fist
still
fight.
challenge you.
I have said it before. I think within the next 10 years, our industry will likely
Die.
be majorly lead free. This is
Sure.
just kind of reinforced Remington
Sure.
UMC, which that's kind of the most budget ammo typically that you
Which,
can get, like the white
to be
green
honest,
box
with the
stuff.
technology that we have, we really should be leaning towards that.
We
anyways.
should. The only
So-
reason it's not cheaper is just because of scale. If they
Sure.
made the lead-free ammo in the same scale that they make the lead ammo, like
Yeah.
it may be a little bit more expensive, but they could get it just as cheap,
When-
especially with polymer stuff.
when
That's where I'm excited. Like
When existing causes cancer, you need to be able to
Yeah.
just limit some of it.
at least the lead won't kill you. It'll just be more microplastics.
Yeah, just shoot plastic in the
Yeah,
I don't think
fuck.
my tank cannot get any smaller than it is impossible.
My tank's pretty small, bro. I can only wait that
Maria,
much.
that's for you. I
God
know
damn
you
it.
love when I talk about all the microplastics that are in the world.
They
I love you to death.
they being, I guess, Vista Outdoors,
So
right?
Your,
Which they
your Remington, your Hornady, all of the.
there's
Federal.
there's still who ended up with them? Is that the CZ group, right? Or no? Who?
No, it was a check.
That's the
a
gun-
Check company.
not sorry, not CZ. The Czech. They have the ammo.
Yeah. No, I thought they
They have
just.
the
I
guns.
thought they just got Vista in general.
Okay, so anyways, Vista. You're right,
Kevin,
So-
he would be something. Wasn't Kevin Vista at one point?
wasn't he?
Kevin, we know you're watching.
Kevin.
Talk to us about.
I wonder too. Hornady is the main when you think of like ballistic, like the polymer tipped.
Just the tip,
ammo.
though.
like AccuTip and stuff like
That's
you're
usually a Hornady thing. I
Sure.
wonder if their patent ran out because now Remington and Federal both
was
have
that
a tipped.
Farmageddon? I keep seeing that name. No, because
Yeah.
Farmageddon used to be you got Superformance and Farmageddon were the two
Okay.
big things from Hornady, and now I'm seeing
I love that name.
Farmageddon.
Farmageddon.
So
is
Remington,
tied.
Remington Core Locked, they have a tipped ammo now,
No shit.
and same with Federal Fusion. They have
It's-
Federal Fusion.
It's funny
tipped,
because whenever I
They
think Corlock, I
polymer-
think of just a soft jacketed.
just the tip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
which
a
they're
tip,
still going to make.
a
I'm
lead.
assuming, but they're now adding this stuff. So
Oh, yeah.
I
Fucking
I was
Remington
able to do it all, guys. I did it all by myself. I mean, Josiah had to tell me how to do it, but all by myself, I was able to link the Mercy Flake thing. It's called Clays for a Cause.
Aw,
So No
so
big deal.
cute.
Yeah, that'll be
We
fun.
win a helicopter at the end.
Like that Pepsi
I
thing.
feel
where,
like it's kind
you
of a
never expected
curse.
someone like.
Like, how do you get it home? Like, like you have to pay the taxes on it.
Well, it's theirs.
Like,
Good luck.
thanks for hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes and
Wait, so do I get the class from you guys? Nah, you just gotta
No.
figure it out.
no, we give you the helicopter.
So I was laughing before the stream. We're talking about maybe looking for sponsors for the range,
Mhm.
where you could sponsor like an individual booth, right? Like different companies. So I was laughing that we could like solicit Mercy Flight for a booth, and like the trade off would be that we get one helicopter ride a year. But then you informed me I'd never
Yeah.
realized what it's like riding
don't
in one of
want-
those.
yeah,
Yeah.
And not for nothing, if we have a medical organization as our range people, it's not ideal that you want to be in that range.
Is that a good look?
Sponsored by Mercy Flight.
Hey, don't shoot your foot off, kid.
Use a tourniquet now. Ride with us.
I'll text Madison about adding a helipad.
That'd be
He'll
good.
love that. Yeah.
So you won't give us a sunroof, but hell,
Yeah, right.
You won't give us a sunroof.
I asked for a
retractable
sunroof.
fucking just opens up.
Brandon looked me in my face and said, "Fuck you.
Yeah.
No sunroof."
And then you said,
No. First of all, they're called skylights.
Yeah, I said skylight. You just said
Grow
sunroof.
"Bro, what?"
Longtime friend B Duff says,
What up,
for what
BD?
it's worth, Mercy
Wow.
Fight is a great cause. In the years that he was an EMT, I can definitely say they saved the lives of multiple of his patients, and I'm sure you can attest to that too, as a EMT
former
paramedic.
How do you say the
EMT,
acronym?
right?
EMS.
Yeah.
FWIW.
For what it's worth.
But like, say it. Say it as it's spelled. Woo.
Will.
Wait,
Woo.
Will.
what is it? The Princess Bride. Is it, all of us together. Yeah.
Marriage.
Barbecue.
Barbecue. That is a local. She is a local,
No.
sweetheart.
No.
Mercy Flight. Go and support.
No, but seriously, honestly, with where we have the new, I was thinking about this more. The kids at Alexander that are doing the 22 shoots in the auditorium. Who says we can't do that in that area that we got?
100% we could. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Area.
Absolutely. So we talked about it a lot here on
Yeah.
the stream. When we started the rebuild process, we added a building and roof to expand the range another 10 lanes. Same distance, 25 yards, maybe 20 yards, I think. But we would go wider another 10 lanes. Keep the original 7,
Mhm.
have 2 different range spaces. We can still do that at any time. The building is built to handle that. It's just one of those things that obviously it's very expensive. It's probably another $400,000 maybe to add another range like that. And the climate in New York is difficult. It's just uncertain, I guess, with the ammo background check and the semi-auto rifle license and just yada, right? So we've been discussing what other things would people like. And that is a great,
Avenues, yeah.
especially like the day we open. I mean, they shoot, so they're air rifles. I'm not trying to correct you.
Right.
They're just air
Oh, okay,
rifles.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
They could be 22 caliber.
right,
I just don't, they're not 22 long.
I was
rifle.
thinking
Yeah,
more like
yeah.
the Hammerly, where Walker has like their .177s that are insane.
Alexander, anyways, shoots in the school cafeteria.
But is the cafeteria? I just
They
saw,
just
I
hang
saw
like a
picture.
canvas tarp,
I just saw
and that's
a picture.
enough.
It was
Yeah, yeah.
insane.
Damn.
So we could certainly, like the day we get the C of O for that space,
Yeah.
we could be doing that. Absolutely, we could. I would love to.
Could bring back archery.
I'm out. All right, I'm out of here.
But I would love to see what you guys think. We have this open spot. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we've been thinking of so many different things, but I mean, maybe we can get a car lift. We can start doing some oil changes, get your tire rotated, whatever you
There you
want.
go.
Cam's brake changing station.
I want to do Cam's crusty curios and relics. Maybe like something fun with that.
I thought you were saying Cam's Crusty Cheerios. I don't know why that came to my
We can
mind.
do that too. I don't think there's the cereal bars in Rochester. I think there used to be 2. I don't know if there's any more. I know there's one in
Pop Rock?
Buffalo.
Is that still around? Pop Rock was good.
One of them closed.
I don't know.
think you're
Well,
right.
there you go. We got to go.
I haven't got a Pop Rock.
There's not one in Genesee County.
We got that huge overhead. We can just get. What if we do a food truck rodeo indoors?
What if we
See,
just serve
You
cereal?
guys are just gonna let us spiral out of control. So
We-
ask some questions.
We do a food truck rodeo, but like
But it's an actual rodeo.
it's a rodeo. Yeah. They're
That'd be-
doing like
I would love to see.
fucking. Oh, there's got to be enough food trucks that are getting old enough that need to be retired that we could do like a demolition derby series of
Indoors.
old shitty food trucks, right?
Like food truck companies sponsor the
Oh.
food truck to like
Like Attica Rodeo's got that, but Fiery Pin's got their own like whatever's going on.
So this is really cool.
Just
Todd
Coke.
Chanel just verbally committed. He's going to sponsor 2 lanes just for medical personnel, like nurse practitioners. So he's committing $25,000 each per lane
Todd,
to sponsor that.
Todd,
Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much,
That's
Todd.
incredible.
But only if they're vaccinated.
Yeah, we can't go back on that.
If we could put his information up so we can take
Yeah,
it.
let's put his up there. Put his information up there. Thanks, Todd. Checks in the mail, right? Awesome. Thank you.
It's funny we have all of his information. Like, I can just go to your bank.
Doxed. The Duffster also says that Brockport Central did a school bus rodeo back in the day. Wasn't as exciting as a demolition derby.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? What does a school bus rodeo entail? I would love to know in the comments.
Todd, we love you, buddy.
But now it's up to 35,000.
We never gave away that tourniquet.
Yeah,
last time
no.
either. He, you know, yeah. he
Speaking
kinda-
of Todd, you want to turn?
Hey, Todd, you want a tourniquet? That's great.
How do we want to give that away? The first person that comes in and shows us how to use a tourniquet gets a tourniquet.
There we go.
I love that.
Just
Yeah,
I
screaming,
love that.
fucking spurting blood from their femoral.
Don't actually like.
Like we shoot Brian in the leg. All right,
Get him.
show us how it works.
bring down a goat. We'll shoot it, and if you can save it, you win.
You get a tourniquet.
You have to buy the goat.
No, seriously. First person to come into the shop, show us how to use a tourniquet properly. We'll give you a tourniquet.
Here we go. An actual legitimate question. Steve asks, he has a ton of 22 ammo, and he's been looking for a 22 pistol for plinking. What would we suggest?
Ooh.
Mark IV.
Well, not so. I guess it all depends on if he's looking to blink. Is he looking for target blinking, or is he looking just for
Chuck Plinkin.
fun, whatever, right in the garbage blinking? Because
Okay, no load up. I mean, your garbage isn't your target.
I mean, the Mark IV is cool, but I mean the TX22 from Taurus is really neat.
TX22 was
The
pretty.
Ruger LCP2 is just fun because it's a little tiny thing in 10 rounds. Like, why not?
I think you should get a Mark IV and put a Holosun or
There
an
you go.
EOTech.
I think an aim point.
Just
control
put an aim point on your Mark IV. An ACOG.
No, but in all seriousness, the Mark IV lights are really cool. The standard Mark IV targets are really nice. The Mark IV Hunter targets, those
Yes.
mwah.
Yes.
We have a bunch. Better yet, come on down, check them out. You can try them out in the range. We've got a bunch that you can test out, and if you like one, you can take one home today. If you
Your credit card.
happen to come in tomorrow,
You can't just like take it. We'll call the cops on you.
Get one of those like
Todd might pay for it.
$2,000 Walthers. They're just crazy, like competition.
Oh, the hair, yeah, the ones where like you're holding someone's hand. Speaking of Walther, unrelated to 22, but come on down, check us out. The Ruger Mark IV, the PPK. It has whatever it's like their 30th, 40th anniversary, and Davidson's is doing a gold inlaid
Yeah.
PPK where all
What?
the serial numbers are starting with JB007 from James Bond, and then they're only doing 200 of them.
That's pretty cool.
We have 2 coming.
What?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
One to put in the museum for forever.
and 2 to put in the museum forever. Yeah.
Well, one to encase in resin.
Yeah, put in the museum
I
forever.
wish everybody could have seen Josiah's face.
Like,
Like that mold you made of that one thing.
Wait, what?
I can't talk about it.
you know, speaking
For
of
chocolate.
the Walther PPK also comes in 22. So, you're,
Yes.
whoa, hey, first of all, lower your voice. The
I like the way
PPK,
you
the
said
PPKS is their longer gripped version, but the Ruger Mark IV is Or the Browning. I really like the Browning buck marks.
Those are sick too.
Those are really.
They're like
It's just I
upgraded
like
ones?
it because they have one name but like 30 different versions.
Oh my god.
It's the Honda Civic. You can get a spoiler and rims and then still have 20 different colors to go after you. Bless you.
I wish I could just.
What's the Smith and Wesson revolver? It's like a 10 shot. Do they make a 686 in 22?
I mean, they make their picture.
I mean, they do, but that's
Right.
like that's your 617.
Is that
that
what
what
it
you're
is?
thinking of?
No, okay, yeah.
Or
It's,
like-
it's a 686 size.
Yeah.
In 22, it's a 10 shot, right?
They also do the Ruger GP100. That's in a 10 shot.
That'd be cool too.
That's-
That'd be my vote.
Just
That'd be my vote. I like a 22 revolver
Colt Woodsman.
because then you don't have to worry about like feeding, jamming. 22 is just finicky.
You get
Yeah.
Ruger
So-
Wrangler. The Ruger
What is it?
Ruger Wrangler.
Yeah.
Those are
Yep.
the restrike capability that is really cool.
Yep.
I have a Colt Frontier Scout, and I think that's the fucking so much fun. So much fun.
Get an old high standard off
Oh.
a gun broker.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like a high standard revolver, like high standard Sentinel. There you go. Those are cool.
What was the one? What was the one that split?
Oh, the break-in.
No, I think we had was it an H&R 999 model?
922.
The one that split like if your revolver gets out of time, you could shave a piece of lead off. So one year with the Venture Crew, we were shooting out back, and Tyler shot this H&R. I think it was a top break model 999.
It was just us going back there. You were shooting my.
Was it
Woodsman.
really?
Yeah, you were shooting my Woodsman, and I was shooting your.
Yeah. We went out back, and we were standing like right next to each other, and he shoots, and I'm just like, fuck, like ceasefire, fuck, and a piece of lead shaved off and like embedded itself in my lip.
I had to like pull your lip.
And yeah,
like,
it tugged my lip, and then it finally
like it shot him.
Came out.
It shot
Yeah.
him.
that hurt. That hurt.
That's why I always wear safety glasses. That one event, like, safety glasses, always.
Yep.
Always wear safety glasses.
Like I used to, when we opened for the first few years, like I wore contacts.
Yeah.
Probably up until like 2018, and then like I just ran out of contacts one day, and I was like, I'll wear my old like birth control glasses, right? Like I'll wear these, and I already got kids, so it doesn't bother me, right? And I just have like never looked back because it's like I'm always wearing at least some level of eye protection. I know it's not on the sides, but like I've had this mental block of like not being able to go back. I think I would pull a Drew Carey where like I maybe go back to contacts, but then like these are just no prescription lenses.
Sure,
So
yeah,
I just keep the
yeah.
glasses. Yeah. Then you don't have to wear them.
First-
though, and you get lazy and not wear
Drew
them.
Carey's he's a dude.
Yeah.
Drew Carey's funny.
I have free vision, so I don't have to
Oh,
worry
that's
about
cool.
any of
Free vision.
So like it's taken away. Pocket sand.
that. I have to pay a monthly subscription to see for contacts.
Well, I bought these like 4 years ago.
Probably should wear glasses, but
Yeah.
yeah, 5 cents.
Joe, evening.
Hey, buddy.
Brian Duff. Isn't that great? He says, I
I'm
forgot I had a Ruger 22 revolver too. Isn't that great? Jim McGee says he always has eyes and ears in his truck. So
You never know.
always good to go.
You never
That's a
know.
good, yeah.
Shit pops off. You just gotta.
That's why I have a suppressor.
Why
I
did
mean,
you have contacts in your
I
car?
can see
I
Jim
have
just.
so many contacts.
I did until they got broken into.
Oh.
Then
You
I
got it
stopped
back.
keeping.
You got it
Yeah, I got it back. That's why I stopped keeping contacts in my.
You stop keeping count.
I see Jim just rolling around in like an old brush truck, just having like a complete
Oh yeah.
like wildland firefighting setup, like in his camp, like just at all times, like just ready to roll.
Right. You know,
He's got like one drawer, it's all firefighting stuff, another drawer, all gun stuff.
like that's the
I got a
you gotta.
chub from that. That's
Oh.
what you need.
Jim, good for you, buddy.
I can see it. I mean, no.
Don't look over here.
No, yeah.
Don't look over.
I bet you do.
You can-
Yeah, that's what I.
You can remember it.
I believe you.
Austin has joined us. He hasn't been able to stop in as much lately. Well, we were gone for a while because we were fucking banned.
Facebook.
Yeah, thanks Facebook.
Makes me think of another FA word.
Little shameless plug. Follow our the firing pin 2.0.
Oh, really?
Follow our firing pin 2.0 Facebook page. It's our backup page.
Tyler, what else you got? I've got some boring ones. Well,
You got a good one there,
I
Tyler.
got a good
Central New York.
Don't, well, do you have the article or do I?
I printed it.
Central New York school police officer resigns after he left a gun in the school restroom.
But I thought cops were the only ones eligible and qualified enough to carry a gun.
They're responsible. That's like the most Hunter Biden story I've ever heard in my life. Onondaga Central School resource officer resigned after he left his duty belt and firearm in the school restroom.
Yeah.
Man, can you imagine?
Wow.
And not even just the gun. He took his whole belt off, whole duty belt off, and just left it in the stall. Like,
How do you
You
forget
notice
that?
that weight is now no longer on you.
How do you, one, you're in a school with a gun. Like, how do you just leave your shit? Like,
and I just like, I don't know. I feel like anytime I cross a threshold, like any kind of door, I just do a pocket check.
100%.
Like,
Oh, yeah, you
before
would-
I
you gotta do
leave
the
the
tap,
space
yeah.
that I am in, like, do I have all my shit? And like, how do you not? I don't know. I just don't get it. And I think it opens up a lot of people's eyes when you relate to them how few police officers are gun people.
Correct.
They're like,
It's an accessory of the job. It's not the job.
yeah, it's just, it blows my mind. I think a lot of people really, especially we see this a lot in the training world,
Mhm.
where it's like, oh, anyone who was ever a police officer, or again, I'm not shitting on them. I'm certainly not downplaying people's military service, but like there were a lot of clerks in the military and a lot of cooks and a lot of truck
Sure.
drivers. So like,
They're all putting
Just-
a man on the moon, but
exactly, literally putting a man on the moon type of stuff, but they weren't firearms instructors,
Mhm.
right? So like their weight in expertise is kind of the same or even maybe less than someone who is a civilian firearms instructor. Kind of the same type of thing, man. I mean, the media and the government will always say like, oh, well, the military and police are the only ones qualified for these types of firearms. And time again, that's proven that's not the case. Like, not that civilians don't do this too, or normal people, but it's just glad to see. Now, he resigned, but was he charged with a crime?
probably not.
Probably not, which I
Didn't
think
see
is
it.
fucked.
I would like to know,
Because what would have
If-
happened if you or I did that?
but if
Oh.
he resigned, I'd like to know who found it. Did he realize it, or did he realize after someone found it? And if that person that found it, who was it? Because did he preemptively like, oh crap, like this is gonna go?
That article, I could not find like a better article about that. They had originally reported that it was in there for like an hour, and a half, and then it
yeah.
says that was corrected.
That it
But
was
how long
incorrect.
was it left in there for?
And like, who found it? Did some kid just go to the bathroom and
Right.
find a handgun?
Do we want to talk about our Baltimore scenario?
No,
No.
not
Okay.
necessary. No, not necessary.
Not yet.
Alright.
Maybe in a few months
Yeah.
when things are
In
resolved.
a couple streams. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Well,
Nothing-
that's
nothing-
a little. That's a little tease.
Nothing bad, but it is funny.
We're gonna laugh about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a few years. Yeah. Well, I'm laughing about it.
Like funny haha or funny weird. We won't know. We'll find out.
Stay tuned. You're gonna
Yeah.
stay tuned every week until we decide.
Oh man, that's a good one. That's good. Joe asks, question for you guys. With the Second Circuit striking down some of New York's gun laws and saying asking for social media names is unconstitutional, do we still have to put them on our application?
I would say no.
I don't think
but-
so because they struck that down so early that that application shouldn't even. If you were to get the application now, it shouldn't even have it
Yeah.
on there. Again, I don't know. I would assume you don't, but maybe ask your county clerk where you're applying to, and
It's
see
also
what-
one of
see
those
what they
things,
say.
like as Brandon always alludes, like the second the gavel is struck, is that law thrown out? Like
Sure.
when does that go into
Yeah.
effect?
Yeah, I want to research that a little bit better. I don't understand the legalese behind it,
Yeah.
you know, and like some of them, I do think some of that shit works. Like the moment the judge strikes the gavel, that's when it takes effect. Some of that, I think, it takes effect then, but then like the next day the state appeals it. So is that like immediately undoing it
Mhm.
until that can go forward? I wish.
Right.
I do think we, if someone out there knows someone, maybe that's something we just talk to like Sheldon Boyce about, or I don't know, maybe we just pay the money someday to like define some of this as we are idiots, like define this for like an idiot. What's the difference? Like when a judge says I put an injunction against something,
Sure.
when does that, or like a stay? When do those, I don't get it.
So typically, I just asked, our Lord and Savior, our overlords, ChatGPT, for when it's struck.
This
When a
is
law
the
is-
new For Dummies book.
Pretty much. When a law is struck down in New York State or any jurisdiction, the effect of the decision doesn't necessarily occur the instant the judge makes the ruling. Timing, they usually say, so like immediate effect, stay pending appeal, effective date in the decision. If there's legislative action that delays things, and jurisdictional considerations.
A lot of this too, we rely on like the media to report it.
Mhm.
It'd be nice to have like, can you just like tell Chat GPT to like, just keep an eye out for us? Like, hey buddy, the next time it doesn't work that way, does it?
Wait for 4.5, maybe ChatGPT 5.
Can you like? It's gonna be crazy, dude. In years, like when that
When,
is just
when
your
it wants
assistant,
us to start calling it Skynet,
when that's
that's when I'm gonna back out.
This is not mine. Joe Rogan is very notorious for saying this, but like, dude, it's inching that we are just feeling like humans are created to make AI. Like we are a cocoon. Like we are making a cocoon right now. When a caterpillar makes a cocoon, it doesn't know what it's doing. It just does it and becomes a moth or a butterfly. We're doing that for like the machine world right now.
So Skynet is what you're saying.
100%. It's
Will
coming.
Smith side robot.
Neuralink just went to the first human
Who-
officially.
Which human?
I don't know what his name
if
is.
Elon Musk doesn't do it first, then
Yeah.
I don't trust him.
Elon Musk's kind of one of the guys like pleading to world courts, like, can we please slow this down? Like,
But that's his company.
but like he understands that how dangerous AI can be and all of that stuff if we just keep going with it. But then the hard part he always brings up is like convincing China or Russia to like also slow down because they're not going to stop. Like America might take a slow down and like try to make sure all the safety nets are in place, but China's just not. We're just going to go full speed.
I just played Atomic Heart, and I got to say, Russia's kind of screwed when it comes down to it.
I
just-
play Plague Inc. and Russia always loses.
I just keep stockpiling land cards.
Literally the cheapest.
So Joe was at our historic Kodak class on Sunday. Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. We really
And-
appreciate you.
He
What'd you-
highlights a good point that I want to raise again for people that don't know. We have such a fractured system in New York.
Mhm.
So he lives in the city proper, which means he has to go through RPD, Rochester Police Department,
Yeah.
which is a whole different process than if you applied in Brockport or Hamlin or the suburbs,
Sure.
right? So that
Yeah,
just
so
sucks.
that's
I
a good
hate
point.
that
For
so
those of you
much.
that may not know, with Monroe County, when you apply, it says, are you a suburb of Monroe County or are you in the city of Monroe County? It's not one thing. So catching you guys up to speed, it's bullshit.
It is. It is. Steve from Erie County says that it was still in the application packet that you download as of last week.
It is still
asking
in,
about your social media.
yeah, sure. Okay,
Yeah.
that's ass. That is ass.
It really is.
You know how they ask about the HIPAA? They like you have to give consent to violating your HIPAA.
Yep.
Like they can go to all your doctors. I heard that there's been a few people that have successfully like declined that and have still gotten their pistol permits. Like, no, you may not talk to my doctors. You may
I-
not search.
I also declined it, and I was successful in it.
Huh.
Yeah. Again,
I'm gonna revoke my pistol permit, reapply.
don't do that. But before you do that, give me yours. Give me Grandpa Bruce's.
Gib,
Yeah, Gib.
Gib, Gib off.
It also took me 5 days.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, I know, Doug. My uncle's a cop. I got my pistol permit so soon.
My brothers.
and he lost us money today.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Matt,
was
I
that
gotta
guy
talk
mad?
to you
Was that
about
guy
that.
mad? Like when he came in, he's like, some cop gave me a ticket.
So not only did that happen, but he didn't rent with us because he needed to pay the speeding ticket.
Like 3 months from now.
Matt, I love you, but we gotta talk.
What the fuck, man?
Just asks people, are you into the fire?
I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have said anything. I should have been like,
Should we? Oh,
Yeah.
I shouldn't say. Should we make those little window decals like they have like the Sheriff's Benevolent Association and like the Trooper Fund? Should we make like a,
copies of
like
them?
no? We make just like I'm a TFP customer, and you put that up on your windshield. Like that's gonna make a difference.
It's gonna
like,
make maybe in certain counties. But honestly, though, that would be cool just to make like fun challenge coins or
That would be
something.
fun.
Just to do that.
So Joe says, "Look at that! Nice to see they use our tax dollars correctly." It's the application's dated September of 2022. So
I think if they had to update that all the time, your tax dollars would go up.
That's when the
They're
law
gonna go up no
changed.
matter what.
The law changed.
Yes, in 2022.
It just
Because
means
that's
that
when
was
they
the
started
last-
doing
it was
the
the last-
double ad forms.
It was
That's
the
when we got
last,
the letter.
Yeah.
That was the last revision date. That's all.
The state audited all the schools, or like, so the state audits like schools all the time for their finances, right?
Sure.
And Brockport, where my kids go, like they hadn't been audited in a while.
New tax
So,
bracket.
so they got audited, and the state was like, "Yeah, like you guys are fucking up. Like you're fucking over the taxpayers." So I learned about it because Brockport sent out like a whoa, here's our side of it or whatever. Which I'll admit, I don't know, I'm new to it, but I think they do a pretty good job. Like all the kids get free lunches.
They have litter boxes in the bathroom.
They bought, yeah, it's totally equitable, yeah. But the state was alleging that Brockport, like for the past 3 years, Brockport's been like, oh, we're gonna have like a $15 million deficit. Like, please give us more money. But they've had like a $15 million surplus instead.
Oh shit.
So it's like, okay, you collected like $30 million than you thought you would. What did you do with it, or what are you gonna do with it? And you know,
There were when I was in middle school and high school. I'm not going to give away the location, but we were,
Leroy.
yes,
boarding
when-
school in Switzerland.
when we homeschooled, when we the
They didn't pay
state, the
taxes?
state would give out like tests you could do to like see
Yeah.
if the school gave the grant, and we were like purposely told, all right, answer this,
Oh
this, and
man!
that. So that way we look like we're a bunch of and then yeah, it was, and I'm like, is this right?
Wait a minute.
It's crazy how often the government fails an audit.
Right.
Like can you
oh,
imagine
right.
if your business fails 6, 7, 8 audits? They would shut you down
You'd be
in
done.
in a heartpeat. Like you have found 7 tax audits.
Can you imagine a school just being shut down? You're like, all right, all these kids got to go to that town.
You can't fail an audit like that. If I have to vote,
That's how K2
Same
Brewery
standards.
got that one school for their new brew house. Did you hear about that?
no.
And I think it's in Walworth right now. They have it's called an adult. They call it an adult school, but they bought a school, and it's a brewery. And there's like, so the gymnasium
cool.
is now a gymnasium, and like that the one
That's pretty
classroom's
And where my grandma on my dad's side lives in Green, New York, or Shenango, New York. There's a whole There's a whole school that's just abandoned. I've always wanted to explore it.
Where's
But-
Holly? Wasn't Holly was abandoned? at
Oh
one
yeah,
point?
yeah. Still is, I
I
think.
want to explore. There's like I want to explore that. So
So
urban
fun.
urban exploring.
Did you see that oil? What was it? I posted it in the thing, the urban exploring thing.
I didn't see
There's
that.
our region picked like 7 or 8
Oh yeah, the
like
vacuum oil.
historical like these places should be saved, and like a place we've like urban explored was like
Oh really?
chosen
That's
to
cool.
be like like this place matters.
The incinerator.
No, not that.
Didn't they get bought?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Somebody owns
Dan
that.
was telling me that.
I'm still so mad
coming
about that.
back.
Still so mad about that.
Dan's trying to get right below me, who works for the county.
Mhm.
He's trying to get tours. He's trying to convince
Yeah,
them to like
super cool.
on the off hours do tours because it's
I want to talk to Kodak.
like
I think we made
30
enough.
stories below the ground.
That's pretty sweet.
It's because it's all like that's where all the tanks are for everything. That'd be cool for Kodak.
Oh, it'd be super cool. I want to talk to Bob. Like,
Zach and I
be like,
may or
yeah,
may not
let's-
have just hit the elevator.
Cool. So then I got a text.
Started walking around.
that place was super fun.
Mr. sitting in the stinky sanctuary of the. It was stale in there. It was like warm. Everyone was
Yeah.
like, someone said lower the air conditioning, but I was hot as fuck in there.
Right?
Like how? What is there to lower?
Yeah, the theater got warm.
It got hot.
I don't know if they're used to events lasting 8 hours in there. You
No
know what I
way.
mean?
Yeah,
That's the
no way.
difference. Or 9 hours, really. Yeah. Yeah, they have a concert. You're there for 2-3 hours at the most, and then you're out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lucas,
David Lucas.
this weekend I'm going.
Sam,
Nice.
you're going before me
I know. 'Cause
a little bit.
First of all right, commenters. Who, if you were to go see a comedian and the hours were 7 or 9 o'clock on a Friday, would you go at 9 o'clock at night like a psychopath, or like a normal person go at 7 o'clock like we're doing?
9 o'clock.
I would
Late
think
night
9
comedy.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you go? Why?
He's gonna be loosened up. He's not gonna care. Like,
It's late. That's like
I
New
would
York
go
City.
with-
You go to a comedy
I
show.
see,
I
and,
would
I,
go
and
with-
I think the opposite, where they're getting all of their out of it at 7 o'clock, and then 9 o'clock they're like,
No
They
way.
wanna- they wanna get out of
It's a
there.
party, man.
7 o'clock I would go to because I'm a parent and I got to be asleep by 9 o'clock. So if that's my logic, I'm old.
Maria,
so
I know you're
old,
watching.
man.
We got to switch our time.
Thank
from
you,
7 to
Marcos.
9.
Yeah.
We gotta,
Cool. Thanks for the invite, though. Whatever. It's cool.
You're a
You
parent.
said you were a parent. Who's babysitting?
It's apparent that I'm not a cool kid anymore and
No, you're an
I'm
adult.
not invited.
You're
You
a
wanted to
man.
have a
You were
third.
just talking about your kid's school.
They're just
That's what I pay in school.
Marco
taxes.
says that his dad does stand-up comedy and all of his shows are later. Post some of your dad's comedy. Let's
Wait,
go.
where'd you go?
Yeah, let's do it.
Bug Jar, the coffee shop right next to La Casa. Where are we going?
Yeah, who's your? Now I want to know who your.
Who's
dad
your
is.
daddy? Who's your daddy?
Who is your daddy? What does he do?
Introduce me to your father.
You son of a-
Helium. I really want to go back to a show. I went a few years back to the Helium show at it's like right by HSBC Arena, but like closer to wherever the blue Labatt's blue little towers are
I don't
out
know
by
about
Kellogg's. It's out there.
Buffalo.
It's fun. What was our friend Jeremiah Gerstner? We went and saw a comedian out there.
I don't go. I don't know. I don't go west of Batavia.
That's it's fair. It's really west.
I don't- Austin says you got to go at 9 so you can go to dinner and drinks before you got to pregame. Basically,
This
you got to go
is
at 9 so you can
pregame.
pregame before.
So I'm an old person.
Classic.
I am doing it
no
wrong.
pregame. Shots and weed chase. Little Dicky, no.
Okay.
Just go fuck
Just
yourself.
say little mama cookie. All right, what else we got? Geisley, new AK trigger, $300. Get it when you can. FN saw that Radians was doing their compensators, so they started doing compensator kits.
To go back to that Geisley, I would want to try one.
I would
But
definitely.
like, I thought the
wanna
whole
try
point of
too,
an AK was that the whole thing cost $300.
I think
Rifle Dynamics AKs.
I think-
To for real.
Meridians.
I do think
They're
Geisley
nuts.
should have stayed in their lane because they saw CMC was doing all the drop-in stuff. Probably got jealous that CMC got picked up by Kalash and started doing all their stuff. So guys were like, "Ooh, we got to do it." But I don't.
Well, they're competing with ALG.
Yeah, it's he's competing with his own wife. Like, who does that? And as I was flipping around, this ad caught my eye. For those of you that know James Reeves, you can enter to win a chance for a James Reeves 5'11" look. You can go for his, which I didn't know he wore.
Might get plastic surgery.
I
To
mean,
look
his,
like
his
him.
gloves and his T-shirt, maybe, but
He's sponsored.
They literally give you plastic surgery.
I just become gorgeous.
Like
Yeah.
his shoes, shorts, shirts. it's
Really,
like all-
I always thought he was
Well, they're
he just did Rangers shorts.
I've lost respect.
There's actually there's a what's because they sponsor.
Hmm,
They're just
interesting.
sponsor. Well, his shorts might not be 5'11".
If they were, they're like 2'11" because he cut them right.
You ever watch his mailroom videos?
Yo, my
Some people send him are so ridiculous.
I love that, like the different beers he tries, because I try to find like, the locations.
We should do that. We should
You should
open
get
up.
mail.
We should get a PO box.
Oh,
here in
long
Virgin.
Send it to our shop.
Have us, yeah, I guess.
No, definitely PO box. definitely PO box.
You can search the firing pin and
Our-
find our address.
Jesus
Our,
Christ.
our ladies at the post office would be like, "What the fuck?" is
Please
this?"
don't.
Send us packages. Attention to the firing pin live. We will open them here.
I'm serious.
Did you
That would be so fun.
changing topics, Sergeant First Class Jeremiah?
He came. He's back, baby.
Yeah.
Welcome home.
I was
Welcome home.
yesterday. I was here. I had my little one, my youngest, and I was sitting here, and I just hear behind me. I go, a voice going, "Oh, is it bring your daughter to work day?" I was like, yeah, it is, whatever. And I was like, I did a double take, and I was like, oh shit, like it's you. And I gave him a big hug, and it was like, welcome home. He has been gone. He's not watching the stream, at least that I've seen today.
Don't say
He said
where.
hi.
Don't doctor.
No, well, he has been off protecting your freedom, right? Fighting the good fight
Goddamn
and
right.
keeping America free. And he's back. He's back. Did you see the video that they posted on Facebook?
No, I didn't know.
He got to go like surprise his kids at school
He was telling me
and
about
had
it. Yeah,
that
he was
like
telling me.
literal like what every
Yeah.
what every service member deserves. Like he got that, and it was super cool and like emotional. Yeah, super super cool. So welcome home, welcome
I'll
home.
see it on YouTube live.
There you go. Yeah,
Or YouTube Shorts.
I'll try and find it and see if we can put it in the video.
that'd be cool.
Stitch it
That'd be
in.
cool. It was like on like the school posted it, so I'm sure he's cool
Oh.
with it.
Cool.
You know what I mean? Like it went out there. A lot of people saw
We
it.
won't say what
so.
school, but
No. We can maybe pull a clip from it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Social security number.
It'd be cool. I wonder too if he would come on the stream. He'd be a fun one. Like,
We have to get
also-
a studio.
you know,
Yeah.
We kind of have to
Shut
slow down
up,
with guests,
dude.
man.
chill out.
Look at it in here.
Just shut up.
For the guests, we know you're watching.
Swallow.
Who wants to-
God,
Just
shut
swallow that
up.
pen.
Finish your drink. You didn't even drink your one drink.
Swallow that pen.
Have some
It's good
You
purple.
probably like that.
Either Brandon and I will finish your purple, or you got to finish your
Yeah,
purple.
for real. Finish your purple.
My purple hurts.
All right. Do you have anything else you want to get going?
I mean, I can keep going
Well,
for
we
as long
can
as I
go.
want, but
We're just
All right.
getting started.
yeah. FN, new commentator bear. I used to be a huge fan of FN, and I emphasize huge past tense because they have done absolutely nothing for us. They've taken what's been out forever and added their logo to it and maybe
Mhm.
changed up the like stippling and the aggressive texturing, but they've done nothing different. They took a scar, which was amazing, and made it into a pistol. Who gives a shit about that?
I feel like they did what Colt did.
Yes, they just
Like they got their military contract, and
That
they were
was
like,
it.
"Okay, we're the best ever because military." And then
because you're watching. I see that you're watching right now. What is going on, and how can we change this? How can I help you? Because you took your 5.7. Your first generation was great. Second generation was okay. Third generation, what happened? Seriously, what happened? You took a high point and you didn't round the edges, and then you take the same magazine. I don't get it. You guys were such a powerhouse. The FAL and literally the FNC, everything else, and I
Is
have to
it-
join the military to get the cool stuff. Like
is it because
Yeah.
they're
I don't understand. Like
Join.
it's stale.
World War
FN
III
is
is happening.
FN
Join.
is so. I'm looking at like how they're so excited about adding,
Wait, they added a new pistol, but not for us.
but yeah, they added a new pistol and it's not even out. Exactly. I don't.
yeah. Is it because they're government owned? Like they're owned by the country of Belgium. So is it just so like
I get that.
they just don't have an R&D department, or they just don't have?
and is
like,
importation bad?
Yeah.
I don't know.
so there's FN USA, but like I feel like they. So there was SIG, right? And then there was SIG USA.
Sure, yeah.
And then I don't know if parent SIG just was like, all right, you guys just do whatever you want to do, or if they
I
were.
mean, SIG still exists. in
They do.
Switzerland. It's
I don't know
just-
how much influence they have over SIG USA
They're
though.
completely different from 6
Yeah.
Hour.
But that's still their like parent.
It's
Company,
It's Mama
isn't it?
Dada. Yeah, it's like
I just wonder how much behind the scenes, how much influence do they have? Like I don't know.
Like 90s SIG.
I don't know if
Like-
they care.
yeah.
90s SIG still. They exist.
But so
right?
same thing though for FN.
They
It seems
let-
like FN does
they
because
let
FN's like keeping the reins on
Yeah.
it. Like FN USA should be like it should be like Ford and Chevy. It should be FN and SIG, and they should just be like.
they should be competing for the
Think
top
of all
spot.
the stuff SIG puts out. What if FN was comparative in their offerings? And they're just not.
I want them to
Sucks.
be.
Oh,
Yeah.
me too. Dude.
Like,
It'd be
I
amazing.
would love
Yeah.
that.
I got really frustrated when I saw that they're excited about dropping compensated barrels for stuff that's already been out, and they're just selling the barrels separately. I don't care about that. I want something new and kick ass.
Joe wants the FNX 45. So did I. Not that it's a bad gun. So did I 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Come up with something new.
Yeah, I
Do
don't-
something.
Do something.
Do something.
Although
We're such millennials. Like
It's-
short attention span. Like
it took a company from Malaysia to start importing the FNC. Do you see that they're doing that? The FNC is coming back, and
Back,
the,
baby,
the,
back.
the Beretta BNP. Joe, help me out with the sub gun from Beretta.
Yeah,
Anyone that played Black Ops, you know what I'm talking about. It's when you have to shoot all the Nova gas and stuff, and you got the thunder.
Oh,
the BRX.
The BR yeah.
no Russian.
BRX is the rifle.
That's Joe. That's-
Can we just play that one stream? Like we all take turns playing no Russian. Okay, I'll shut up. Sorry, it's thought it'd be cool content.
yeah. Leveling civilians in an
Just
airport.
leveling civilians in an airport.
Either way,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
Malaysia is doing better than UFN. You're watching. I need you to start sending me demos. We already said you could send packages to us. Make it happen.
No Russian. I know you're watching.
Jesus.
Please.
Put DS Arms out of business. Start bringing back your stuff.
DS Arms is still in business.
Man, they just came with the jungle. They literally just started doing the Rhodesian jungle again.
What are you looking at over there? What the fuck are
I
you?
checked Facebook.
What are you doing over there?
Beretta PMX.
No,
What is
what
that?
did I say? BMX before? Whatever. Either way.
Show the camera. What? I just look over and Tyler's fucking looking at like cosplay, like
It says,
superhero.
Shockingly, Zack Snyder did not give us the worst live-action interpretation of DC characters. Believe it or not, there are worse. Behold, the unaired 1997 TV movie Justice League of America. And
I just look over and this is what I see Tyler's looking at on his laptop. Like,
That's definitely my family photo from 98. That's a 98 family photo.
Can we take the staff to like a JCPenney's and just do an old
Absolutely.
time? Like,
Can we please?
can we please?
That would
Literally?
be sick. Just
Is everybody gonna be cool if we close down on like a Thursday?
Sunday.
Like just a Wednesday, just a fucking random. We gotta go to JCPenney's for a photo shoot.
what?
Steve says, who else didn't know you could just walk through the
What?
mission, no rushing, and didn't have to shoot?
But
Their new handgun?
shooting
Their
was the
new-
fun part.
It's actually 2 years ago.
Oh.
Stop watching Facebook Reels. Get off of it. You're at work right now.
All right, what do you got for you, buddy?
Let's go home. Let's get out of here.
Guys, it's been great. FN, protect your forces, whatever you got.
Oh yeah. Stay beautiful
Easy
and
breezy.
circumcised.
Easy breezy.